Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going over the Vepr in 5.45. I'm going to be reviewing it as it comes from the factory, as you see it here with the unfinished wood. No ability to accept standard magazines, all that stuff, no break. We're going to review it as is, because as is, it's an excellent rifle. It could be used in hunting, home defense, really a lot of different configurations and different uses. But what we're going to do down the road is we're also going to do some updates on this video, continuing on as I go ahead and convert this over to take a lot of the standard AK-74, 74M parts. So that's what's coming up today, guys. Right now we'll keep shooting, step inside, go over some of the details of the gun, and then wrap it up at the end. But that's what we're doing today. Before I get into the details of the gun, I just kind of want to go over Veprs in general, because I know a lot of you guys out there aren't really all that familiar with them. So essentially there's two different types. There's the Type 1 and the Type 2, at least as it currently stands in 2014. And the Type 1s are going to be what you see here, and what you're going to see is your RPK style rear sight, which is excellent. I really like the RPK style rear sights for AKs. And also up front, your sights are going to be towards the end of your barrel. And also you're going to have your sights on the gas block on the Type 2. So on the Type 2, your front sight would be right here. Type 1, it's out here, so it's kind of an easy way to tell. And there's also a Generation 1 and Generation 2 model, and that has to do with the receiver. So the Generation 1 is going to have a slant cut receiver. So here there'll be a cut in there, and it won't take standard AKM furniture. Your second gen, which is what we see here, has a straight cut receiver, and it will take any sort of AK furniture that you want to put in there. So you just pull this out, pop that in, and you will have the ability to convert it over to standard AK furniture, so you're not having to deal with this wood stock that you see here. To disassemble the rifle, it's pretty much just like every other AK pattern rifle out there. You just put the safety down on fire, verify it's unloaded. It is unloaded, and you're going to take your top cover off. This one though does have a little bit of a lip there on the spring, the recoil spring, so you kind of have to push in and down on it and just kind of work that top cover off. Take your top cover off, take your recoil spring out, and pull out your piston and your bolt here. As you see there, the bolt looks pretty much like any other AK-74 style variant, and basically it is. Looking into the receiver there, you'll see it does have the Molot factory markings up top here, and you have a chrome lined bore, chrome lined barrel. The barrel is cold hammer forged and chrome lined. It's a heavy profile barrel, a little bit heavier than what you're going to see on your standard 74 or 47 variants. And you'll also notice up front here that we do have our RPK style trunnion, so reinforced trunnion. A lot of folks say that leads to increased accuracy, and that's entirely possible. This rifle here, I've mounted up some optics on it and taken it out. I've been able to get somewhere between 1.5 to 2.5 inch groups, depending on what ammo I'm using, and the majority of that is with surplus ammo, and then just the wind conditions and all that stuff on whatever day you're out there. So it is a fairly accurate platform, especially for AK platform that folks for some reason think isn't accurate. I've really never figured out why folks think that. But back here, you'll notice your trigger group, very standard AK-74, AK-47 style trigger group. This one here breaks very clean and very smooth. It's right around 5 pounds on my scale. It comes in just under it actually when I measure it, but nice smooth take up and a nice crisp break, much more so than some of the other AK pattern rifles out there. One thing you'll notice when you first get your Vepr in is that everything on it is freaking tight, man. This thing is extremely tight. The safety's tight, and our little retainer here for the gas tube is extremely tight as well. But to remove it, it's just like every other AKM pattern style rifle. You just take it and move it up. Push that up. Like I said, it's very tight, like extremely tight. Makes your SGLs look like they're on there loosely. So you slide it up and then just remove gas tube, you see here, and you look inside your gas block there, and you'll note the gas block is chrome lined as well for corrosion resistance. Underneath your front handguard here, you'll see that there is a sling swivel. Interestingly enough, there is not one on the rear as it comes from the factory. It could be very easily added though, as it is a wood rear stock, but you just unscrew that, and that's how you remove your front handguard. Removing the handguard exposes the Molot factory markings, as well as all your standard com block proof markings. Interestingly enough, the barrel itself is matched serial number wise to the receiver. The rifle ships out with a 10 round and a 5 round factory magazine, but it can be converted by adding in a bullet guide, and after that you can take any of your standard AK-74 magazines. The optics rail on the left side of the receiver is standard AK pattern, so any mounts that are designed to fit that will work just fine on it. For example, this RS Regulate mount that we've reviewed here in the past. At the end of the barrel here, you'll notice that there is a muzzle protector that is pinned and welded on. That's for import laws, but it can be easily removed. It does have 14mm threads underneath there. One thing most people are concerned with, and rightfully so, is going to be price. Now, I picked this one up from Atlantic Firearms. I believe it was $6.49, and I send a lot of my money their way these days. Atlantic's good people, and you know, they always stand behind the product, which is always nice. But that's generally what they're going to be going for out there, somewhere in the $600 to $700 range for the 5.45 versions. Once you get up into the heavier calibers, and Vepr does make a ton of different calibers out there, but when you get to like the 308s and the 7.62 by 5.4R, the prices increase correspondingly. But with this rifle at this price, I mean, it's a very good value in my opinion. You get 100% reliability, which we've had so far. The fit and finish on this rifle is excellent, much better than a lot of AK variants out there, and it just feels like a quality piece in your hand when you shoot it. But all in all, great rifle, and looking forward to modding this one out in the future, and you guys can stay tuned to see that, because I'll try to record as much of it as I can. And thanks for watching, guys. If you have any question, you can always post below in the comment section. If not, you can also post over at my Facebook page. But hope to see you guys in the next video.